So you ran 100K yesterday in 19 and something hours. How do you feel today?
I feel really good. Yeah, 19 hours and 25 minutes. And I can't believe how I've recovered. Yesterday I was hobbling a bit and my toe is quite sore, bit of sunburn, but I feel mentally sharp and my body, I can go up and down the stairs fine.
Mm.
Yeah.
You probably expected to be hobbling for what, a week or so?
I
Like,
I wiped out this whole week
yeah,
basically thinking
expectations versus reality.
that's exactly
Yeah.
right. And we're picking my girls up today. So I was actually concerned about how I was going to parent this week after running 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
But today I feel absolutely amazing. You know, there is obviously little bits and pieces that I have to be careful about, but I am just so proud of my body and how it has recovered overnight. And I
Yeah.
slept really well last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Take me back. So it's been a 5-month process of getting the crew together, me coaching you guys doing all the work, being extremely consistent with the training. Tell me a little bit about the process and what that was like, what it entailed, how you found it.
Sure. Awesome story. I love sharing this because it was one of the most non-friction, I guess, expeditions or experiences that I've ever created in my life. So basically, we had a group that we were running with. It was like a run club. And one of the members of that group, she actually mentioned that she bought a ticket to Kosci 100. And I thought, oh, wow, that's pretty incredible. And then we started chatting about it. And one of the other members of the group just said, well, I've got a family lodge down there. And then I just said, would it be crazy if we actually created a group and went down there? And there was no one said no. The thing was, no one said no. It was like this really exciting opportunity and experience that we could all be a part of together. So then we got a group of 5 runners plus another person. So there was actually 6 runners, but 5 being coached by you. And they all took only about a week or 2 to say yes. And then after that point, I was kind of like, oh, crap, we've got all these runners. I have not done an ultra before. I can coach up to half marathons really confidently, but we actually need a specialized coach. And then a friend who was staying with us was in contact with you and working with you. And when I reached out to you, we kind of synced really quickly and built the relationship. And I knew you were the right coach for our group. So once we got you locked in, that felt like this was possible for us. And so that first month, we were just getting all the details together and saying yes. And then as you jumped in, we literally only had 5 months to progress our training to be able to be capable for 100 kilometers. So it was the most natural, free-flowing, organic way of creating an expedition, and facilitating the group was absolutely exciting, and they all were just so committed to the cause because they really wanted to do it together.
Yeah. It's been so lovely for me to, I mean, it's cheesy, but it's true, to like see everybody progress, like Beck, Dave, people that, they're not, and that's the beautiful thing about you guys. You're not like runners. Like a lot of people that go after their 100K, like they're runners. They identify as being that person that has been running for years, if not decades. So yeah, to see you guys kind of step into that has been like incredible. And not to say that like you're now, runners by any means, but you're holistic athletes. Like you can do a lot of different things, which is something, I don't know, I pride myself on being as well. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about the process itself, like what the prep was like. Like you had other coaches involved with breath work, mindset sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you're obviously facilitating it all in the background.
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible 5 months. To be honest, it was something that, as I said before, really free flowing, and it all just sort of happened naturally. But what we actually did was had your programming, and obviously you spent time one-on-one with each person to ensure that we had the right progression throughout it, which I think you completely nailed individually for all of us. But what we actually did over the 5 months is we would Zoom together with yourself. So we'd be educated on nutrition, what to pack, all of your stories and expertise and knowledge with your ultras. And because you've already done Mount Kosciuszko, you're able to share that with us. But we did also get guest speakers in, like Paul Watkins, who is an incredible endurance athlete. And he was really willing to support us in going on this journey for the first time. And one of his things that he wants to complete is this Kosci 100. So he was really excited to share his skills and knowledge as well. We also had one of my friends run a performance breathwork workshop, which came in handy when I was in some of the points out there where my heart rate was super high and I was getting a little bit overwhelmed. I was able to bring it back down with his breathing techniques. So each month we made sure we were skilling up not only in education, but skills, knowledge, and we'll bring in some expertise from outside to make it this incredible opportunity to get as much tools and resources as we could get whilst we were out there. And we pulled on everything. I know after chatting to all the crew, the stages that we all went through was different for all of us, and the way that they were able to manage themselves out there by pulling on all the education and knowledge and skills was absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, that's a testament to you as well, like bringing all the moving pieces of the puzzle actually together. Yeah, I think it's incredible what you've done, like facilitating the group, and you bring so much energy, which is, yeah, like you already know this, but it's really, like, from my perspective as like somewhat of an outsider, because you've known these guys for a while, like it's incredible what you've done.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to dive into the prep, like the specific running prep that I was giving you guys. What was, if you could just give us like an overview of like kind of a bird's eye view of what that was like, kind of month to month, how it fit into your lives.
Yeah, would love to, because it kind of changed my world. I had been running for a few years prior, and I would call myself a runner, and I've been on run camps and I was coached previously, which was fantastic. I had a lot to bring already, but what we did and what you did program for me was it kind of brought me back to the foundations. So I feel like I skipped a big chunk of my running journey. Then working with you, I went back to foundations, which was cadence training. I'd never actually focused on that, and it changed my world. And then really low heart rate. So I was only operating at the peak of zone 2. Then you got me to come down a lot lower. And yes, it was challenging in the beginning, but now I can really nail that. And what I learned from that is the most incredible formula to be a very successful runner for a long period of time, which is high cadence and low heart rate. And if I did not have that inbuilt into me, I would not have had such a wonderful experience doing 100Ks. Yeah, it was hard, but my body didn't blow up. I didn't have any extra impact in my hips. The knees got to a point, and that's after the 90K point, that were, okay, yeah, we're good, but they're a bit tender. But that is just because it's an extreme amount of kilometers on a human body.
Yeah.
So basically the formula was absolutely extraordinary, and I will now have that forever for my running journey. The way you also did the progression of the kilometers or the hours was absolutely suited for my lifestyle, my running a business, raising 2 girls, running a farm. So I was able to do all the training and live a full life and not feel overburdened or overwhelmed with, oh my God, I've got to get out there again. I've got to get out there again. I've got to get all these Ks on my legs. It was absolutely great. And because you did 5-week blocks, I was able to manage my life around that, like plan my weekends around it, plan my social life around it. So it was a huge component of the success.
That's awesome to hear. Very, very validating for
It
me.
was great.
Yeah.
And I think now, because I also coach running, it's a formula that I know absolutely works. So now I'm being educated by you, which was my whole plan, by having you as a coach and learning from you and doing the program and getting the outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that's the sign of like a good coach teaches you like how to do it, but also why. And you've obviously experienced that. And I think a good coach wants to not be coaching people for extended periods. Like you don't want them in your system for years. You want, like, I want to give you the tools and then you go off and just hammer away at those tools in your own time. Like I don't believe in the whole, like stay in my ecosystem forever. Like I want your money type thing. It's like, I'll teach you for a while. I'll give you the necessary skills and tools so that you can go out and like do your own thing. Like that to me is like a good coach in my brain.
I love that.
Yeah. The other thing that you were saying, I was speaking to Dave about this yesterday, is a lot of the guys in the team, Dave specifically, were a little bit overwhelmed to begin with. Like when they were chatting to me, it was the whole, I think it's snowing outside.
Oh my God. I've never seen snow like that before.
Do you want to pause and...
That's okay. It might be around for a little bit.
How many sessions on average were you doing a week over the course of kind of the 5 months? Obviously it varied, but like if we average it out, what would you say?
So with the running, it was basically 3 main sessions of running. And I really liked the variety. There was a cadence run, which I really looked forward to. And then there would be a hills sprint run. I actually converted that onto the treadmill because it was great to do that with the girls just near me, but also out was fantastic. And then it was a long run. And once we got to the end, or the last 5-week block, it was a back-to-back day. So, and I actually looked forward to that. In the beginning, it was just a long run once on the weekend and then a rest day. And then as it got closer, it was the back-to-back and then 2 strength days. And I could do those sessions within 45 minutes. So it was, at some point I was thinking, should I be doing more? I was like, should I be doing more?
Is this enough?
Is this enough? Because you see what's out there.
Yeah.
Like people are flogging them.
Yeah.
And I did not feel flogged at all. I trusted the process, and here's the outcome. I have got no injuries, successfully finished my first ultra in under 20 hours, which was a big goal of mine. And I had fun. Like I literally had fun.
That's epic. So people would, and I think, when people watch this, they're going to gawk and go, hang on a sec, did she just say 3 runs a week on average to train for an ultra? Because most people that train for ultras are running, I'd say 5 to 7 times a week. And obviously the standard paradigm is increasing your weekly mileage by like 10-ish%. That's kind of like the number that's been made up. And I think a big reason why people are scared of ultra marathons, like they're revered because we have this, I think it's a misconception of, I need to flog myself. I need to have these crazy 100-kilometer weeks. And you guys are proof that that is simply not the case, right? That you can have busy lives, you can lead families, you can spend time with your family and friends and in your business and whatever you do. And training can complement that rather than take away from that and add undue stress to what most people are experiencing nowadays, which is a little bit of stress here and there, let's be honest. So that is a big thing for me of like, I want to give you more energy and desire to keep training and keep working towards it. I don't want to take away, and I don't want you to get burned out. And obviously injury is the worst thing that happens in these kind of processes, which happened to me for years. And it took me many, many struggles and injuries essentially to like look in the mirror and be like, hang on, this isn't working. Like, what can I do differently? And then, it kind of slowly happened and slowly started to click that it can be much more of a holistic system of when you prioritize your recovery, your strength, your mobility, hill sessions, different types of sessions. You don't actually need to flog your body and have these crazy long runs like conceptually it makes sense that, you know, you need to increase your time on feet to train for these things because you're on your feet yesterday for 19 hours. But it's the tip of the iceberg. Like it shouldn't be treated as the 80%. I think it should be treated as the 20%. Once everything else is locked in and solid and you're running with decent technique, with cadence, you can control your breath. You have a baseline level of strength. You can run hills comfortably. Like you can recover well and actually feel good day to day. Like once that's nailed and you feel dialed in with that, sure, 20%, let's go for the mileage. Let's do back-to-back runs. Let's simulate the race conditions, train the gut, get your head ready for the race. So yeah, that's something that I'm proud of to bring to the world as a coach, and something I really want to change within the ultra marathon paradigm. And Dave was saying yesterday he was really worried to begin with of like getting into this. Because the 100 kilometers is daunting. But if you have somebody that can integrate a system that works around your life and just gets you there ever so gradually, it works. And like people, when they can understand that, it unlocks something, because then they can tap into that unlimited potential that we all show ourselves by doing ultra marathons.
Basically, with your formula, so the way that you've created and integrated it into all of our lives is showing humans that we are able to live life and be adventurous and be capable and confident to take on an event like this. People will sit home and watch this and see all the footage and think, I wish I could. Well, you can. There's a formula. You've created it for people that are starting their running journey, that are maybe intermediate runners that potentially never thought they could do more than a half marathon. It is a healthy way to not burn out the body and the nervous system, and to increase the load after the foundations, which needs to be focused on. And I think because you've got the experience and you've done it a different way, you've created your own formula that does work. And my love for running is deeper now that I've spent 5 months under your program, and your philosophy is an internal love. And that's something that now I am wanting others to feel, is the way that I feel about running, because I don't go for a run to hit certain times or kilometers and put pressure on myself. I go out to have a low heart rate and to enjoy nature. And I come home not burnt out. That's my meditation time. That's my solitude time. And I give more to people and my family because I have this incredible love for my running and my time in nature. And I know that I'm like, it's different. I feel graceful out there now. Whereas before, I think I was just pushing and grinding. And it just didn't get me any progression as quickly as what this program has.
That's awesome to hear. We spoke a little bit about like you're using kind of you have used this process, the 5-month process, as well as the ultra marathon yesterday, as like a portal into a new life, a new way of being, a new way of operating. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I nearly was like contemplating not doing this big event. I just thought it was going to be another challenge that I took under my belt, and
more stress, more cortisol.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All of that. And because we did 8.5 years of high stress, running a business 7 days a week, I was literally at this point in my life going, I'm burnt out. I have adrenal fatigue, and I'm saying yes to running 100 kilometers. And I just promised myself to close everything down, like the tabs, close them down instead of opening all these other ones. So it was a very hard decision. But as soon as I did say yes to it, everything just flowed into place. Now, I used it as a North Star. And I was in a place where I felt a little bit lost. I just closed down a business and an identity for 8.5 years. So I had to do a lot of deep diving, a lot of work. And what I found was that the 5 months of training and having opportunity to be on my own for, a few hours out in the trails, was my time to reflect and deep dive and to really understand what it is that I want for my life and for my family, and what do they want. So I thought the portal changeover was going to be the 100 kilometers, right? So we spoke about that earlier, and I'm thinking I'm going to have some sort of real emotional purge or something throughout this 100 kilometers.
An epiphany or something, or
what was that?
An epiphany will come up, or
Yeah.
something, just like a magical moment.
Yeah, in the 100 kilometers. But now in reflection, it was the whole 5 months of the journey was the portal. And then the 100 kilometers was the embrace of this woman. It was like I showed up for myself in that 100 kilometers the whole way with the most incredible headspace. And I just thought, like, you've got this. You are you. You are the person that you wanted to transform into already. You didn't have to wait any longer. So it was a really special moment just to see how I managed myself out there, and how controlled I was with my emotions, and how proud I was of myself, because it's been a very rough journey of not feeling like that, because I felt a little bit like I'd failed, or, you know, I'd made some choices where I could have just kept going with what we were doing previously. But I knew that that wasn't the journey for us anymore. So we said no to a lot of money, and we said no to a lot of people. And now I feel very grateful that we made those hard decisions. And I feel like we are in complete alignment to who we want to be as a family, where we want to go as a family, and what we want to do in our life. And to be honest, this expedition coming to Kosci and that journey was the North Star for it all.
You just kind of answered my next question, which was going to be, do you think you've kind of tapped into some sort of unlimited potential / a certain level of grit and adversity that you can now kind of, because you've proven to yourself that you've done this hard physical thing, and you've been so consistent with the training, and you've showed up time and time again, you're in a better spot to serve your family, your friends, the world, in business. Like, that's the thing with ultra marathons. It's not like, on paper and superficially, it's a physical modality, but underneath that little tip of the iceberg, there is like this enormity of spiritual growth and expansion as a human that I think isn't spoken about enough. It's honestly the main reason, like, I do ultra marathons. Like, sure, I love the physical stuff of like the challenge, like being out in beautiful landscapes, grinding for days. Like, that's great. But I think at its core, it's like you're meeting a superior version of yourself. And that's something that now more than ever we really need to tap into, because everything, when you think about it, everything is designed to do the opposite. Like, our system is designed to just make us comfortable, docile, like live these kind of mediocre lives. And I think when you can zoom out and see that and go, hang on a sec, like, I don't really want that for myself and my family and the people I care about in my life. It's like ultra marathons are like a guide, like they can guide you really well in that sense. Like, it's changed my life. Like, I did my first one when I was 18 years old, and it was a huge rite of passage, like huge. Like, it turned me, at the time I didn't know, but in hindsight, like, it took me many years to realize that it was, I transitioned from a boy into a man, like, when I crossed that finish line, because of the amount of pain I endured. And like, I was bawling my eyes out. I never used to cry, like, growing up. I was like the stock standard, dude. And so, the point is, like, ultras are so much more than just spending a lot of time in the mountains and proving something to yourself. It's about becoming like a new, better person that can serve the world better.
I 100% agree. And I think that is why we gravitated to you. That I've had coaches in the past, and they're fabulous. But I felt that because I'm very aware consciously of growth and deepness and spirituality, that we gravitated towards your philosophy, not only because you can see how we can manage ourselves better by not flogging ourselves, but also because there's depth to you. And there's depth within the understanding of your philosophy in regards to doing ultras. Yes, physical modality, 100%, but what you do within that period of time within, and you work through things for yourself to honor yourself to become this incredible human and not be socially conditioned to follow the paths of what we are shown. It's questioning. And then you start questioning yourself. And then you start magnetizing people that also question life and themselves and what is going on and what do they want more in life. And I think that's why I say this group that we have together are my people, because they question life, they question themselves, they want more growth. They are all spiritual people, and we adore each other so much because we see the growth in each other, and that's what we want. And that's why I think we're all here together. It was an incredible opportunity to find something within that we wanted to work on. And we didn't have to share everything, but that is definitely one of the reasons why we're all together. And we went on this 5-month journey, and then we embarked on 100 kilometers, is because we want so much more. And the world is magical. Life is incredible if you are not blinded. If you just see so much further into yourself, therefore you see so much more in other people. And the most incredible thing is having other people that think like you and want similar outcomes in life, that the high, like, vibrant frequencies that we are in around each other, more so, the more you become and the more love you feel.
Yes, that's powerful. Last question for you. What was the biggest... Actually, do you have any funny moments throughout the race, or anything you'd like to share?
I feel like I kind of feel like I was partying the whole time.
Yeah, just going from rave to rave.
Yeah. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna go see my friends again. Like, I'm gonna go dance for a while.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a background for me. Was I loved going and dancing. So for me, embarking, going out running was my dance. It was just how I expressed myself through movement, out in nature with people. And then I'd go into the checkpoints and I'd be like, cool, I'm going to go meet up with my friends and have a little dance and chat and, socialize. And I was just on such a high state that I think there was a couple of moments where I come in and you guys were there filming and we're having a bit of a chat. And the one that will stick with me forever is when you had the microphone in your hand, and I didn't realize you were holding a microphone. And you were holding it. So I fist pumped you, and Stu was filming, and I was just on such a high. And just those little moments, it doesn't even have to be the big ones. It's the very micro ones that you have a connection with somebody, and you'll forever remember that. And even the car ride when you guys took me back, that was hilarious as well. And Chris falling off the grate and then his hat flying off. Just because I know him so well, it's just hilarious that he fell off. And it's just those friendship moments that we can see and share forever, and talk about those stories. That's something that I will forever be grateful for this experience.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons you did so well is because you weren't too serious about it. Like, you kept it lighthearted. You always had a big fat smile on your face. Like, there was like a lack of like, oh my God, like a lot of people just like treat it as like, I'm going to war with myself type thing, and are a little too serious, I think. And so to be like, playful like you were, like it I don't know, alleviates things. Like, I used to be really rigid and have like the Goggins-esque mentality. And then when I dropped that and started to kind of flow and connect with my body more and treat it as like, I'm literally going and playing in the mountains. Like, what a privilege that is. Like, let's like make it lighthearted. Like, it makes a big difference, I think.
A huge difference. I think you just nailed how I felt, playful. I kind of couldn't put a word to it, but that's correct. There was no, I had to hit this, or I had to podium, or I had to do this. Like, that has been my past experience. I did a year of that where it was like, I only want to do this competition if I'm going to win, or if I'm going to podium. Like, Otherwise, I'm just not bothered with it. This was just, let's go, let's enjoy it, be out there. I know I've done the work, and how exciting it's going to be to see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
And you're right, I came in running big smiles, and I think also because you guys were there, and I was like, yes, good to see you guys. It's been a couple of hours.
Yeah,
and it wasn't serious at all. I had so many laughs. I had so many like funny fails as well, but nothing overly serious. And I just knew it was just like a smooth run. And because I had that playful mentality about it all.
And one last thing that I want to comment on is, and this is separate to what you were just saying, but very relevant. You were so good at managing yourself. Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't know. It's like, one side of the coin is the prep, like physically training, both your body and your mind for these sort of events. The other thing is like the actual system, like your race system, your long run system that you have in place. So how do you breathe? How do you think? How do you eat? How do you drink? All these things, like, I feel like it's so neglected. And I think you nailed it yesterday. Like, you were so dialed in and you just knew exactly what you were doing. And that makes me super proud and happy as a coach, because it's like, I've done my job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I think an undervalued component of ultras. And it's one of the big reasons I say that most people can do an ultra marathon, because the physical side is actually a lot simpler than people think.
Yeah.
It's more the training system that is like has its intricacies, because you need to experiment with, things like what fuel you have, how much you have, make sure it stays down. Like the breathing is a huge component. There's like that system needs to integrate really well. And you and a lot of the other guys like really had your system dialed in, which gives you a shitload of confidence, and I think makes a big, big difference.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think with the way that we did it, we were educated, and then there's a component of extreme ownership. So I feel like that was something that I chose to come into it. I even sort of said to you that because I felt confident in what we spoke about leading into it and practicing and applying it, that I was able to then put it into practice with not second guessing myself. And it was so incredible to have support at the checkpoints. But the checkpoints that I didn't have support, I knew methodically how to support myself and how to manage myself and intuitively make good decisions, even under fatigue, because I'd practiced it previously, which was all part of the programming. And it was all part of the progression of what you put us through. So I felt super confident. I think also I went in there going, I just want to have a bit of sovereignty about myself, and I didn't want anyone to have to pick up any pieces to get me over that line. The love and support and care, and I think Bullocks Flat was the most support I got, which is where you went through my food with me, but I knew exactly how much I needed, because we both said, yep, 20 hours, okay, I need 4 hours worth of food, repack, all that sort of stuff. So again, I still knew what I needed. It was just great that you packed it and I sat there eating my noodles.
Yeah. Biggest takeaway?
The biggest takeaway is how much you have effect in your own thought patterns and how much you can control them. And if you've done the work, the confidence you have in your own capabilities. So yeah, biggest takeaway, 19 hours is a long time to be out there in all weather conditions, on your legs, in the dark, facing quite a few internal challenges. But ultimately, you can change the state of your mind at any point if you have the courage to do so and the ability to take ownership of that, and that you chose to be there in that challenge. So you need to get yourself through. And I just know that I had the skills, knowledge, and the capabilities to do it. So there was no second guessing what I was doing out there and why.
Awesome. I think let's end with a mic fist bump.
Okay.